Welcome. My name is Chris Piak and I'm your coach today. In this first lesson, we will talk about one of the most important achievements that you need in order to win a job in Germany. I will show you how to prepare a watertight argument that you can start the job in English and perform while you are still learning German. And the most important thing, the first thing you have to do is to convince the German employer that they are not looking at a picture when they look at your German language skills. They are looking at a movie. Because we are not frozen in time, unfortunately, but we move with times ahead. Right now, you don't speak any German. 3 months from now, you will be able to order a coffee and buy groceries in a shop in German language. And in a year, you will be able to have a business conversation in German. So that's the first challenge you have to overcome, to make a German employer understand that your skills will improve in time and that they should have some faith in you. That's the misconception by German managers. They think you are a picture and not that you are a movie who will develop. But there's a misconception on the side of you, the typical job seeker in Germany as well. And that has to do with this geography. Come on. You see, one of the biggest challenges that I see over and over and that German managers complain about when I talk with them is that you are not making enough effort, you as international professionals in general, to answer their concerns about your ability to perform in the job. It's like when they ask you for your location, where you live, and you would answer to them, "Oh, I live in Europe." That's a correct answer, but it's not what they want to know. They want to know much more specifically where you live. So they might ask a second time, and then you will say, I understand. I live in the United Kingdom, which also is a correct answer, but still is not specific enough. So a very, very patient employer, and believe me, there are not many of them, might ask a third time. And then you might answer, I understand, in London. None of these answers is enough to get your job, because what the German employer really wants to know from you is, in this parable, if you want to say, your concrete address. You live in the UK, in London, in Westminster, and your address is Southwest 1A 1AA. And then, when you answer this concretely, when you give a real concrete address, then the picture finally becomes clear for the German employer, and he will understand that, I see, you live in Buckingham Palace. That's the level of details that you need to prepare for each of the important tasks that you will actually have to perform in the job. Let me show you by an example what I mean. In every job that you will perform, there are 4 or 5 tasks that really move the needle, that really make a difference. And you need to explain to employer from day one, Monday 9 a.m. when you show up to work for the first time, how you will actually perform these tasks. One of my dearest friends is an Indian software developer. She used to live in the United States, and then she moved here to Germany to her husband. And right from the start, she found a perfect job for her. And she applied with this company 4 or 5 times, always got rejected. Until finally the company realized that in all of Germany, there's only about 20 people who can do what she does. And even then, they didn't hire her right from the start. They gave her 3 months probation to prove herself on the job. So I asked her, so how do you do your actual job? And she said, I get a technical description. I translate it with Google, and then I write a summary of the tasks, and I show the summary to one of my colleagues, and he will tell me if I understood the technical description correct or not. Or I'm sitting in a meeting, there's 20 people there, and the meeting lasts for 3 hours. After the meeting, I grab a colleague, and in 5 minutes, the colleague will explain to me what the meeting is about and what we try to achieve there. That's the level of detail. That's the level how concrete you need to answer this performance. Because the employer is not hiring you to hold your hand. He's not hiring you to hope that you somehow manage. He is hiring you so that you help him achieve his goals right from the start. And that brings us to the third lesson I want to teach you today. And that is the rule that you know maybe from photography. Don't move the object of your picture, move the camera. You need to move the camera to different places to find out which aspect of this job is the most important one to the German employer. Not to you, not things that you assume, but actually what is the most important thing that the German employer wants to achieve in this position. Why is that important? If you know what he values the most, then you can focus to show how you will achieve this goal in English even before you speak German. And if you can prove and explain in detail how you achieve this goal, then you are a long way to win the cooperation by this German employer, that he will give you a chance to prove yourself. Because in the end, people don't hire you because you are the minimum risk or because you are the minimum obstacles to get you in the job. People hire you because you deliver the most value. That's what you should focus on. And that's in this first task that I will give you right now. We will train to find out what the biggest value was that you did in your current job or your last job, and how you achieve this value, and how you would have achieved the same value if you would have to do it in a German language company. Let's get started.